One of the biggest question marks still facing Robert Saleh's defense headed into the 2025 NFL season is what they're going to do at the cornerback position. Not only did they lose Charvarius Ward to the Colts this offseason, recently, Lenoir was arrested, so he could face suspension. So unsurprisingly, several people have started linking cornerbacks to San Francisco, including Bleacher Report, linking Mike Hilton to them. They had the following to say about Hilton. Out of all the players here, it's perhaps most surprising that Mike Hilton is still available. The only logical explanation is that he's on the wrong side of 30 and is pigeonholed into one role in the secondary at this point in his career. However, the 8-year veteran has a long track record of being a quality nickelback. The former Pittsburgh Steeler and Cincinnati Bengal has developed a reputation as being a disruptor in the running game. He's racked up 66 career tackles for loss, including 12 in each of the last 2 seasons. On top of that, he's produced solid or better run defense grades from Pro Football Focus for 6 campaigns, topping out at a career high of 91.7 in 2024, which also led all cornerbacks. They then went on to say the following before trying to make their sell to San Francisco. Hilton is also effective at rallying and tackling in coverage and has decent ball production with 13 interceptions and 56 pass breakups during his NFL career. In other words, the old man at least deserves a shot to prove himself against the Young Bucks. The team that gets him could land a starting slot corner. And then, you guessed it, San Francisco is the perfect team. With Bleacher Report having the following to say, this pairing would depend on what the plan is for Deommodore Lenoir this season. Lenoir made his money at slot corner over the last 2 years, but he may play on the boundary in 2025 after Charvarius Ward's departure. So, there might be room for 49ers to bring in a veteran nickel ahead of training camp. And when you look at the way Robert Saleh traditionally runs his defense, Bleacher Report may have a point. Usually he does have a nickel corner that's just solely responsible for those duties, and that's why San Francisco decided to draft Upton Stout in the 3rd round. But Stout isn't proven like Hilton is. Last year, for instance, his PFF grade of 75.9 was better than both Lenoir's and Renardo Green's. San Francisco can also afford to bring in Hilton as they have the 2nd most cap space across the NFL, and he should cost right around $11 million according to a lot of reports. It's also worth noting that San Francisco does appear to be looking for a cornerback as they were recently linked to a free agent. So given how likely it seems San Francisco will be in the market for a cornerback and possibly Mike Hilton, in this video I want to go over the reasons San Francisco should sign him, the reasons they shouldn't, as well as how likely it is they do sign him. Initially starting out, probably the biggest reason San Francisco should bring in Mike Hilton is his tackling ability. Last year, San Francisco was frankly abysmal in this aspect of their run defense, and Mike Hilton was the best cornerback, earning a grade of 91.7. So immediately, he's an upgrade over last year's options. And when you turn on his film, it's not like he's just guessing out there, but it's clear because of his veteran savviness, it's almost like he knows the play before it begins. This allows him to find his way into the backfield, and once back there, he rarely misses tackles. Another big reason I believe San Francisco should bring in Hilton is his ability to come on blitzes. This is something Robert Saleh has really evolved in his defensive play calling over the last couple of years, and Hilton excels here. In 2020, for instance, he led all cornerbacks in pressures and quarterback hits, and that season, he also recorded 3 sacks. As far as his pass coverage goes, I like how Hilton can disrupt a wide receiver underneath, and while a lot of people say he's just terrible here, last year, he earned a coverage grade of 68.5, which is above average, and ranked 54th among 222 cornerbacks. With those reasons being mentioned for why San Francisco should sign Hilton, now we need to look at the reasons why they shouldn't, with probably one of the biggest being his age. He's on the wrong side of 30, and San Francisco may want to develop youth like Upton Stout. Hilton is only going to be a couple year rental. And speaking about that rental, it's not necessarily the cheapest, coming in right around $11 million as I was mentioning earlier. So they could go maybe a cheaper cornerback route, or even pick up a guard in Brandon Sheriff, who is a Pro Bowl guard and would be an immediate upgrade over any option they have. Still though, overall, I wouldn't be surprised to see San Francisco sign Hilton, especially given his run defense grade. San Francisco needs to get better here if they hope to win the Super Bowl or make the playoffs this year. Last year was terrible, and that's why Robert Saleh this offseason used the majority of San Francisco's draft capital on run-stuffing defenders. And according to Bleacher Report, it would be a good idea for them to add another Mike Hilton. But now, I want to hear your thoughts. Do you think San Francisco should sign Mike Hilton, or maybe another player, maybe no players at all? It would also mean a ton to me if you did enjoy this video to go ahead and like and subscribe. And as always, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day.